Now that we have created our first instance, let's see how we can connect to it. So based on the operating system you have, whether it's Linux, Mac, Windows, version prior to Windows 10, or Windows 10 and above, you have the ability to use SSH. On Linux and Mac, this functionality exists from the outset. It does not exist on version lower than Windows 10, and on Windows 10 and above, it is clearly superior. It is even possible to make SSH. In the case that you can't make SSH, it is possible to use a tool called it.By, which can be used on earlier version of Windows 10 and on newer versions. In case that you can't use either SSH or it.By, there is a tool called AC2 Instant Connect that allows you to connect to your instances through the browser from any operating system. We have made 4 tutorials to explain how to connect with these different tools. One for Linux and Mac, one for Windows 10, one for it.By, and finally one for AC2 Instant Connect. To know which procedure to follow to connect to your instance, if you are on Mac or Linux, I invite you to look at the SSH tutorial for these platforms. If you are on Windows, I invite you to look at this same procedure. Mostly to understand the notion of chmod 400, which is the notion regarding the rights on the files of key. If you have a version prior to Windows 10, I invite you to watch the video on how to use it.By. And for those that have a version newer than Windows 10, I still invite you to watch this video. To all users, I recommend to watch the video regarding AC2 Instant Connect. If your application one day doesn't work, you can always rely on this tool to connect to your instance. SSH is often a complex principle, so if you encounter some problems and you can't get it to work, you should watch the video once more. Very often, students tend to miss a few elements. If you still are struggling, well, you should read the troubleshooting guide on SSH that is provided with this course. And if you can't find a solution and that you're still struggling, you can still use AC2 Instant Connect.